After spending the day with the Tesla Model S 85D, we both are really impressed with the car. But there definitely are some shortcomings that we want to talk about.
Correct. First off is the styling, exterior-wise. I think they could have gone a lot more radical and extreme and make it stand out more, given how exciting and technologically groundbreaking the car itself was. They went very conservative. From the outside, it doesn't look that special. I don't think it's that good-looking of a vehicle, proportion-wise. Again, they probably styled it to have good aerodynamic qualities. But even the latest update to the newest lacking of the front grille, that makes it look way better. Because why did they put the grille shape on here? This car does not need airflow through a grille. It doesn't have an engine.
What the hell kind of grille shape is that?
Yeah, it's weird.
No one has an oval grille like that.
No.
I don't know. It
when
looks
they
like
first
a
came
nose
out,
on some kind of weird bird.
I always thought the Teslas kind of look akin to a computer mouse. That's what I always thought they looked like.
Interesting.
Yeah, but again, I am not a huge fan of that. I think the cars that compete in this class of vehicle, the new Panamera, S-Class, A8, XJ, those type of cars are much more beautiful vehicles.
Yeah, or on the smaller end, M5, E63.
Yeah, they're
way better looking.
Correct.
Yeah, they could have done a better job, and I hope in the future they completely redesign the Model S instead of just changing the front a little bit.
Yes.
They come out with something cooler. Next up, the interior. It is Spartan, to say the least, and I'm a little bit disappointed because of packaging reasons. There are batteries in the floorboard, and you don't have a transmission and a drive shaft going through. You have so much more room to innovate and do some cool stuff, but
they didn't.
Instead they didn't. The doors don't have anything on them. I mean, you've got one window switch and a door handle. That's about it. This looks like it's straight out of a minivan. I don't really blame them, but they borrowed a lot of parts from last generation Mercedes.
The big screen does make up. I feel like they just went, hey, we're gonna put a massive screen on it, and we're done. Everything else, that's it.
I mean, it's really nice. We love the screen, infotainment.
Yes.
But the seat design is really boring, and for how much this car costs, this is $100,000 as spec. This isn't a $100,000 car interior.
No.
Not even
Material
close.
quality, build quality is all right, but materials feel not up to par with the pricing level.
Yeah, the leather is not very soft. It's like extremely hard.
Yeah.
Steering wheel design is ugly.
Yeah.
The carbon fiber, I guess, looks nice, but it's a little chintzy.
Kind of looks like it's wrapped.
Overall, not very impressed with the interior.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got another stop sign. Here's another good thing.
This is something we don't hate about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun. Something else that we hate about this car is the fact that there aren't that many dealerships around. The network has not been... Actually, Tesla doesn't like dealerships. They don't call them dealerships. They try to sell them like it would be an Apple store. You go in and order your car and it gets delivered at some point. But like in Michigan, if you want, the reason I've never been in a Tesla before is, one, I didn't know anybody with one, and I couldn't go and test drive one or even see one in a store. That could also be an issue if you need to get it fixed or worked on. In the case where an over-the-air update can't deal with it, you need a physical part change or something. For example, the owner of this car recently, when we first met him, he had a loaner Model S that was an old beat-up one that wasn't that nice, but it was because his car had been sent off to get fixed somewhere far away that was not close within driving distance.
Yeah, the dealership thing is huge. Because they don't want to implement dealerships, a lot of states are against Tesla coming, especially Michigan with the big three and the automotive industry supporting the whole economy. That's a bummer. I wish there was Tesla stores here, Tesla showrooms, but there's not, and so it's very hard. I would never ever buy a car without test driving it.
Yes.
So it's really hard to get your hands on one at a lot of places. And then also in those types of places, so they're going to have less supercharging stations and less accommodations to facilitate owning a Tesla.
Yeah, correct.
And if you live in a state where there aren't charging stations all over, it might be impossible, actually, to get from one part of the state to the other.
Yes.
I don't know if you can get to the Upper Peninsula in Michigan in a Tesla.
In like a straight up drive, you might just have to like
What, you stop at a friend's house on the way up?
Leave it charging for 8 hours and then
Yeah.
you get back on the road. Yeah, that is again, electric car infrastructure has not developed to the point to match gas car infrastructure because they haven't been around for long enough on a mass-produced scale.
They will fix that. It's
will.
becoming way less and less of an issue. But as far as actually test driving one, definitely an issue.
You know what's weird? Do you remember a long time ago when Tesla said they were going to do there was a concept of they'd swap out your battery packs where you drive up and they swap in a brand new charged battery pack? What happened to that?
It wasn't viable.
It wasn't. There was some reason
they didn't want other people to get bad quality batteries, like if you had a brand new car, and there were a lot of issues.
Okay.
It was more expensive than they thought, and
it was an interesting way to get around the charging time type of problem. But superchargers are pretty impressive. I mean, 50% charge in 20 minutes, not bad, not bad at all.
Well, next up is the performance. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, as you've all seen.
I was raving about the launching.
The P100D doing 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds, and the instant torque at 0 RPMs, and the seamless, awesome acceleration. But the problem is, it's pretty much only good at one thing, and that's going 0 to 60. And really, it's going 0 to 30, where it's really the fastest.
Yes.
After that, the car definitely dies off. It loses steam, characteristic of electric motors, and it can overheat, and it's really, really heavy. So in terms of this being a sports sedan, it's not really. It's got great acceleration, but that's about it. I mean, they tout that the lower center of gravity because of the batteries makes it handle better and it corners flat, but there are cars out there. I mean, a Panamera GTS handling on that compared to this, just not even close. And you lap one of these around the track a bunch of times and the batteries overheat, and the problem is batteries are really sensitive to temperature, and when the temperature changes, whether it's super hot or super cold, you're gonna lose performance by a lot.
Yes. The last one is sort of a gripe with just the overall model lineup. So when the Model S first came out, there were what, 3 iterations? There was 60, I don't even know, because there's so many of them, and I was trying to go through, and Parker was trying to explain to me. He goes, so they first came out with the 60, and there was a 60D, and there was a 70, and a 70D, and an 85, 85D, P85, 90, 100. It's just a giant mash of numbers and letters. And the big problem with that is you get a Tesla like this, the owner got this one, an 85D, and like very quickly afterwards, it sort of became obsolete because it wasn't the top of the line anymore, because they updated with, hey, we're going to come out with 5 kilowatt more battery pack, so it's faster, it has better range. And then you're like, well, I just got this $100,000 on the car, it's not the top of the line.
Yeah, you've got the P85D, and it's like, oh, psych, P90D, and you're like, wow, 90's cool.
Yeah.
Nope, what?
100!
And then
like,
P400D is coming out next month, and all of a sudden, your Tesla does 0 to 60 in 0.1 seconds, and the other people just, their car's just a piece of shit.
I just feel like
2.4 seconds is slow now.
Yeah. I would be really annoyed. For example, if you think about it, let's just say you went and bought a brand new Mustang 5.0, and then 3 months afterwards they went, hey guys, guess what? We're adding an extra 50 horsepower than a Mustang 5.0 for the same exact price, and yours is now slower and outdated.
Yeah. And by the way, you can upgrade, but it's going to cost you way more than it would have if you bought it initially.
Yeah.
It's my gripe with McLaren. You like McLaren so much, but they do the same thing. They do. You got the 12C, and then the people who bought a 12C in the last year, and then the 650S comes out for the same price, and there was, I mean, it just screwed people. And now there's going to be a new 650S, and there's a 570, and the 570, blah, 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 blah. And there's so many numbers and letters with this car, it is pretty confusing. It's hard to find the weight and the horsepower numbers and the range on these because they change so often.
Yes. But, I mean, regardless of the things that we said we don't like about it, it is a very impressive vehicle. It's showcasing the future. This is what the future will bring, or if not, it's an attempt to innovate. It is innovative for sure. I mean, Elon Musk is a freaking genius to do what he has done, and this car has had such great success. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of alternative fuel sources, alternative ways of powering a car, Tesla has pioneered electricity as the solution. Hydrogen-powered cars haven't come through as much.
It's not gonna work.
Biofuels, ethanol. This is really, so far, the way things are going, and they're doing so well.
Yeah.
And finally, you've got a car that looks good, performs well, and there's no huge excuses not to get a Tesla, really. Other than the 5 things we just said. Yeah, those are big excuses. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse our channel and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you next video.